Hey everyone, so it's Hearth and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we're going to be talking about some simple things that you can do to celebrate Litha, and how I'm going to be celebrating the summer solstice. The Litha season is probably one of my favourites, mainly because I'm obsessed with the summer. I love sunshine and warmth, and when you live in England, those things usually don't happen very often, so I try to make the most of it when it does happen. And so for me, celebrating the summer solstice is really significant to my practice, because it's the one time of year that I feel completely at rest. I love being warm, I am like a lizard, I require heat to function. And so for me, I love getting loads of things done and being really productive during the summer season. So today I wanted to talk about some of the super simple things that you can do to celebrate the summer solstice. Wow, that is a lot of S's. Basically, the things that I'm going to be doing this year to celebrate Litha, and the things that you might want to incorporate into your practice that are relatively easy and accessible for people to do. Now, of course, you don't have to do anything in this list, and especially not all of them, but if you would like to incorporate something into your day-to-day activities on the summer solstice, these could be a few easy things that you can do. The first thing that I'm going to be doing for the summer solstice is getting out into nature. Now, I'll be honest, if it's sunny and warm, it's a little bit difficult to get me to stay inside. I would much rather be outside. But when it comes to going outside on the summer solstice, it doesn't have to be something extensive. You don't have to go on a 10-mile hike or disappear for a camping trip into the woods. It can be something simple, whether that is just getting out onto your balcony or into your back garden. It could be going for a walk in a park or taking the dogs out on a longer walk than usual. Whatever you have access to is better than nothing. And even if it's cloudy and rainy, as it so often is in England, it's just good to get outside and appreciate the duration of sunshine that we get. The summer solstice is the day where we have the shortest night and the longest day. The fact that it's still kind of light at 11 p.m. at night is impressive, and this is the last day that we're going to be seeing that for an entire year. So make the most of it. Even if you live in England and it is pouring with rain, we still just have to make the most of it. Try to get out and appreciate nature as much as you can. If you can, take out your headphones and just listen to the sounds of nature. Appreciate the scent and look of flowers and trees. Try to really settle yourself into nature, even if it's simply a tree in a parking lot. It's still nature, even in the most urban of environments. It's a pretty accessible thing to do, and it's also affordable for a lot of people. So if you can't do anything else, getting out into nature and feeling the solar energy of this season is a really beautiful thing to do. The next thing I'm going to be doing is charging items. Now, any of you who've been on this channel for a while will know that I am not the kind of practitioner who will leave their crystals out to soak in the full moonlight. That is not me. It never really has been me. I've just never found that to be particularly useful. However, I love working with solar energy, and this is the best day of the year to be able to soak up that solar energy because it is, as mentioned, the longest day of the year. Because of that, any items that I would like to use as vessels to store that solar energy in, I will place on a windowsill that has easy access to sunlight, or I will place them outside so they can soak in as much of that energy as possible. Then I'll bring them in just before it goes dark, and then I'll keep them in a dark, wrapped up place so that they are protected from any extra energies. That way, if I'm in a working in 6 months' time, I'm able to draw on the solar energy of the summer solstice to help amplify the energy of that working. Now, I will say, just be careful with what you're using. If you are going to be using crystals, just make sure that you're not putting anything out that will be reactive to sunlight. So for instance, selenite and satin spar have a tendency to go yellow in heat and sunlight. Amethyst will fade to a very weird kind of wishy-washy grey colour. So just make sure you're not putting anything out that's going to be damaged or that's going to be negatively impacted by the sunshine, especially if you do live in a very hot area. This technique doesn't have to be used during the summer solstice either. You can really use this for any significant cosmic energy. A lot of people will do this for full moons, with new moons, with blood moons, with supermoons, with blue moons, so many different options out there. For me though, I find that solar energy can be a little hard to come by, especially when you live in a country that is well known for its rain and cloud. And so for me, when I do have the option to charge crystals and charge items with solar energy, I typically jump on it because it is a wonderful energy to draw on, particularly during the darker half of the year. The third thing that I'm going to be doing is wearing something summer solstice-y. Something sunny, essentially. Now this can be anything you want. It can be super easy or it can be super complex. Some people will dress up specifically for the Sabbath and they will wear very fancy decorative ritual wear essentially for their day-to-day activities during the summer solstice. For me, I tend to go a little bit more casual. So I really enjoy painting my nails to match the seasonal colours. So at the minute I currently have orange because I just love the color orange. But you can go for gold, you can go for yellow, orange, red, whatever you fancy during this time period if you do want to paint your nails. You can wear colored socks or colored eye makeup. I really enjoy wearing gold jewelry during this season, and so I do have a few pieces that I will cycle through for this time period, and everything I wear is pretty much going to be gold for at least the week of the summer solstice because I do really enjoy having that representation in my day-to-day life. I actually have a pair of earrings, I'm wearing them now, that are golden suns, and I will probably be wearing these for the majority of the week. I'll be honest, I really love them. Now they don't have to be made of gold, they just need to be gold coloured or coloured for the colours of the season, such as red, orange, yellow, gold. Anything like that is suitable, so don't think that you have to have solid gold pieces of jewellery in order to do this. Anything within the colours of the season will work, or anything that's representative as well. I have this mesh shirt that I got from a vintage shop and it's covered in suns. And so for me, I'm going to be wearing this on the summer solstice as well because I do just find it a really cool shirt. And also, mesh shirts are great for the summer season. Now, it doesn't have to be something as obvious as this. It can be something as simple as creating a sigil to represent the summer solstice and wearing it on your skin, or writing a little petition or a little thanks and carrying it in your pocket for this season. Having something on you that represents the summer solstice can be a really wonderful thing to do, even if you keep it entirely to yourself. The fourth thing that I like doing ties in with the first thing, so I probably should have put it earlier up on this list, and that is gathering herbs and other flowers and plants that I'm going to use in my magical practice. Gathering plants at specific times of the year, as well as specific days and planetary hours, can be exceptionally powerful and potent. And for me, I find that any plants that are going to be for abundance, that are going to be for manifestation of positive change, I really like harvesting on or around the summer solstice. Currently in England, it's elderflower season, and it could be really good to go out and harvest some elderflowers, or really any other plant that you really want to work with magically, whether that be roses, even nettles. These things are quite abundant out in nature. Just make sure that you are not trespassing, make sure that you are not taking anything that is endangered, make sure that you're not taking more than around 10 or 15% of the crop of that plant, as in, don't take more than 10 or 15% of the flowers, or the leaves, or the buds, or whatever else it is that you're going to be harvesting, and make sure that what you're gathering is going to be safe for you to use. So I wouldn't recommend gathering anything that's right on the side of a busy road, or that you know is going to have been sprayed with chemicals, because if you then want to use that in your incenses, you're going to be burning those chemicals, and it can be quite detrimental to your health. But generally, get out there, enjoy the sunshine or the rain, whatever it turns out to be, and if you do want to harvest a few flowers or a few leaves, this is a really good time to be doing that. If you do want to dry these, you can do it a few ways. You can make them into bundles and hang them. You can place them on a baking sheet in an oven on a low heat, or you can do what I do and use a dehydrator. This is a tool that's specifically designed to draw moisture out of items. So any of those things are useful. Just make sure that you leave them in a warm, dry place so that they can effectively dry without going moldy. Otherwise, you will have wasted your time. Along with this, you can also make oils, and the summer season is a really great time to be doing that for the coming year. The fifth thing that you can do is give an offering to the sun or undertake a working that includes solar energy. This can be something as simple as sitting outside on the morning of the summer solstice and saying a few words. I personally am going to be lighting a candle that's going to be dressed with oil and carved with symbols that is going to help bring that positive, abundant energy into my life. You can also target this kind of working by putting a business card or a piece of paper under the candle to attach it onto whatever it is that you want to manifest. During this time is a great time to finish off tasks. It's a great time to finish bringing in that abundant energy as we go into the darker half of the year, and it can be really good to get your solar energy flowing through the space, especially if you do live somewhere that doesn't have a great deal of windows or an access to the outside. It allows you to bring in that energy into your space and into your spell work and rituals. Also add this onto a Sabbath altar if you do want to set one of those up, but more on that later. Another thing that you can do if you are fortunate enough to have access to it is to watch a live stream of Stonehenge or Newgrange. These are two locations that typically live stream the summer and winter solstice celebrations because they are locations where the solar energy is physically seen. At Newgrange, at the summer and winter solstice, as the sun pans around, it lights up the inside of the chamber and allows you to see the carvings on the walls. It is absolutely beautiful. And at Stonehenge, there's generally a very large celebration that happens twice a year that they do live stream, where you can see the sun as it rises and it lines up perfectly with the stones. If you do have access to these, I would recommend checking them out. They are quite long, you do have to get up quite early, so brace yourself for that. But if you do have the chance to, they are something that you can do that's free and that's relatively accessible as long as you do have access to the live streams, which obviously not everyone will have. But if you do have, it is something that you can do privately within your own space, and no one else has to know that you are celebrating the summer solstice with everyone that is celebrating in person at Stonehenge. And if you're lucky enough, you could actually go to Stonehenge or Newgrange and be there yourself. I have never had the fortune to do this, but maybe one day I might go. The next thing that I do for basically every Sabbath is to do a divination reading. Now this reading can be in any form that you like. You can use runes, you can use Ogham, you can use tarot, you can use tasseomancy. There are so many different options. For me, I like to blend tarot and oracle. So that's what I'm going to be doing for this particular Sabbath season. Now I've created a tarot spread specifically for this Sabbath, and this is the one that I'm going to be working with for the duration of this video. The spread that I'm using is a 5-card spread. The central card is going to be the focal point. So for this, you can simply draw a standard card, or you can choose from a particular oracle deck or tarot deck that you feel that you want to work with. For me, I've chosen to draw it from an oracle deck because this is the deck that I've been working with the most recently. This is going to be the central focus of this reading, what you're going to be working towards, or what it is that you're going to encounter between now and the next Sabbath. You're then going to be drawing 4 cards. These are going to represent the cardinal directions of north, east, south, and west. And each of them is going to represent the aspect of these elemental directions. So the card to the north is going to be connected with the earthly energies. It might be about money, it might be about being grounded. It's the things that are happening in the practical world around you that are going to impact the central card. To the east, we have the card for air. It's going to be all about airy thoughts and opinions, maybe the spiritual aspects that are going to affect the central card. The third card is for fire, the south card, and it's going to represent the passion behind it, the drive, the action that needs to be taken to manifest or to change what is going to happen in the Sabbath season to come. And then the west card is all about water, and it's about how you feel, the emotions that are going to be fueling it, the emotions that are going to be going behind it. And so for me, I really like using a spread like this to really help surround a situation so that I can get a better understanding of what is going to come. So if you do want to do this style of reading, you definitely can, but you can also do any style of divination reading that you like with whatever spread that you fancy. I always find though that doing Sabbath readings can be really effective. It tells me the things that might change, what I need to focus on, what's going to happen in the coming season. It allows me to really focus in on what I need to do and give me a better understanding of what might happen. So I find it incredibly useful. And then the last thing that I will be doing for the summer solstice and for Litha is to set up my Litha altar. Now many of you know that almost every Sabbath, I say almost because I do miss a few, I will set up a Sabbath altar. Now you don't have to set up a full altar. You can simply decorate a small area of your room, or you can simply have an item that you put out specifically for the Sabbath. You can have a shelf or a shoebox. You don't have to set up a full permanent altar. I am lucky that I have the luxury to do that, but you really don't need to. So for the last bit of this video, we're going to be changing up my Beltane altar for my Litha altar. And hopefully you'll enjoy seeing the process of how I personally set up my altars. So that is the altar all set up, and those are some of the things that I'm going to be doing for the summer solstice. Now, you might have expected something a little bit more ceremonial from me, or a little bit more intricate and magical, but the reality is that the summer solstice is a normal day for so many people. It's a normal day for me. We all have things that we also have to do during that day. And as much as I would love to dedicate an entire day to celebrations like feasts and dancing and all of that, most people simply can't do that. We have other things and other commitments that we need to do. And if you also have other commitments that you need to carry out, it shouldn't dissuade you from doing a few small things for the summer solstice and for the Litha season if you have the chance to. I hope that you did find some of the recommendations in this video useful. I would absolutely love to know what you're planning on doing for the summer solstice. Are you going and celebrating with a coven? Are you going to Stonehenge to see it in person? Or are you simply going to be doing something small with your children, with your pets, with your family, by yourself? Whatever it is that you're going to do, let me know down in the comment section, and you might help to give inspiration to other people who maybe aren't sure what to do yet. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to give it a like, it really means so much to me. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, video ideas, or just want to chit chat with the community, feel free to post a comment down in the comment section. And if you do enjoy the magical content on this channel or in this video, feel free to hit subscribe. I try to post magical content every single week. So with that being said, I hope you have a marvelous magical day. I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you have an amazing summer solstice, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Can I, if I lift this up and then down, oh, too far down, like this, I still have to lean in the middle, further this way. Is there a way of, I want to be in the middle. Welcome to what it's like to be a YouTuber. You spend 95% of your time thinking about filming, trying to film, and failing to film. I hath returned. Right. Let's do the basic thing, right? Basic steps that I've learned is always check that you don't have lipstick on your teeth, because the number of videos that I have filmed in recent weeks where I've had to entirely refilm them again because I have lipstick on my teeth or around my face or other places is actually shocking. I did say that I was going to show it to you in the next video, and this is the next video. So I wanted to show you my 100,000 subscriber silver play button. Oh my god. Thank you so much for getting me past 100,000 subscribers. And then last week I hit 150,000 subscribers. You are all absolutely amazing for putting up with me talking so darn much. So just thank you so much. I am going to have to find somewhere to put this that's not going to break. The walls in my house are not very strong. The plaster is terrible. So I might just have to strategically lean this against something. But I'm very excited about having it displayed. It is absolutely amazing. So thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to be outside. This is the problem with the summer solstice. It's the problem with the summer season. I do not want to be inside. I want to be out there where the sunshine is, even though it was kind of really hot the other day. It was like 29 degrees the other day. And then between one day and the next, it went from 29 degrees to 15 degrees. And I'm honestly kind of sad about it. So I'm hoping that the summer solstice will actually be warm. Fingers crossed. Okay, I'm procrastinating editing now, so I'm going to have to go and edit because it's currently Sunday. This video needs to go up on Monday. Yeah, I got to put my finger out because I've got to edit this and film all the B-roll and everything else by tomorrow. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it.